5:55. Phew, right on track. Foggy glasses. How is everybody going this morning? Good morning. Good morning. Michelle House here from Rich Living, and this is High Vibes at 5:55. And I'm just going to wait a moment while the doors open, and the first one in this morning is my beautiful Helen. Good morning. Hey, Annika. Hey, man, I'm just going to wait for you all to come in. Hello, Jaswinder again. Good morning to you. Second time this week, or third maybe. Melinda, how you doing? Hey, Amanda. Hey, Elsa. Awesome. Okay, so hang on. I just need to grab my notes, which are in my Evernote. Here we go. Okay, good. Because I was watching Netflix. I know, right? I should totally write Netflix off as a tax deduction because I get so much information. I was watching Netflix and watching a new series, well, a new series for me called Longmire. I don't know if you've watched it, but it's about a sheriff in a county in Wyoming in America. And it's a really good, it's really good. You know, after all of the CSI kind of stuff, it's really good to just kind of go almost back to nature with all of that stuff. But they've got a very good storyline that ties in with the Native American culture, which I love, and all of their rituals and the things that they do to forgive people and to cleanse and to move on. And, you know, like I'm looking at the Native ways of being in our lives and how we think we've got it right when really, you know, we need to step back a bit and look at our ancestral history and take some tips. And I guess that's been a highlight for me because one of the things we've been talking a lot about in the Alchemy of Intention program this month is our tribal beliefs. And our tribal beliefs, sometimes we believe what our tribal beliefs are, and sometimes we don't. And it's okay to question that. And I guess it's funny how things start to pop up in your life and you get to sit back and observe and decide which tribe you want to be a part of. Yes, you're born into a tribe, but you get to choose which tribe you want to be a part of. And it can be more than one, by the way. You don't have to just be part of one tribe. But what I wanted to talk about, because the other thing that came up in the Alchemy of Intention was about forgiveness. Oh, Robin, I wonder if you have those links to my forgiveness blogs. I'm not sure if you do. But when it comes to your life and creating the life that you want and moving forward, anything that you're holding onto, any resentment, any anger, any frustration, any jealousy is going to hold you back. You're not going to be free in your heart to move forward and to create and invite all that stuff in. So forgiveness is a really important thing that you need to be doing in your life. And it really is almost a constant thing that you've got to look at and go, well, what do I need to forgive today? It's not who do I need to forgive all the time. I mean, and even then, that's a whole other discussion. But it's what do I need to forgive today? For me, I look at the end of the day and I go, do I need to forgive myself for anything? Did I beat myself up about something? Was I too hard on myself about something? Where can I lay off myself a bit? Where have I been too hard? Where have I been too harsh? Where can I forgive myself and find freedom in that? And on Longmire last night, they had this great quote saying, forgiveness is not a weakness. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's by Walt Longmire. Forgiveness is not a weakness. I think that we look at forgiveness and maybe even our tribal beliefs talk about, you know, like a dog with your tail between your legs. You've got to walk into church and confess your sins. And it was kind of a sign of weakness that, and you know, if I didn't have any sins, I'd be making them up. So it's a really connecting into the forgiveness is not about forgiving someone else for them. It's a gift that you are giving yourself. And I have written a blog post, I think it was last year or the year before, and an actual way to begin to start forgiving people, because at some point, in some situations, you can actually be so angry about what's happened that coming to that forgiveness seems like such a long way away. There's a letter that you can write, and if there's any children, please block your ears. It's called the Fuck You letter. And it is, dear I don't know, dear Mark, fuck you for blah, 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 and just start writing it out and get the anger out and start releasing that anger and just let it go, let it out, and then come back to the letter if you need to. Let it go, let it out. This is a very private letter. It's not something that you're going to stand up and read to that person. It's not about giving them the gift. It's about, this is the gift for you, okay? And then burn it. Burn it. It's not something you need to keep, and it's not something you need to hold on to. But it is actually, and speaking from somebody who is not a writer, I've never journaled when I was a kid, didn't have diaries. I don't, my marketing team says you got to write a blog post, and I have to go. The rituals I have to go through to sit down in front of a computer and write a blog post, oh my God. So I have to batch them all up and do them in a day, or else, oh my God, I never get them done. I'm not natural. That's a natural gift for me to sit down and write. But that fuck you letter, if I'm angry at something, I tell you what, I sit down, I grab a piece of paper and I just go for it. And I get it out. And the faster that I get that out of my system, obviously my anger dissipates and people around me get to have a more pleasant day. But I'm stepping closer towards that forgiveness. And it's in that and I write with that in mind. So that's my end result that I'm writing with. I'm writing with, this is going to lead to forgiveness. This is going to lead to forgiveness. Write it. This is going to lead to forgiveness. Let's go. And then just get it out of your system that way. Yeah, thanks, Robin. Robin is sharing that now. With anger comes forgiveness. And forgive others not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. That's another way to say what we said. That's the second part to the blog post. The first part is how to forgive. I think, Robin, there's another one. You know what? I typed it into Google yesterday. You can go ahead. I'm not sure if I'm happy about this, but if you type into Google, fuck you, Michelle House, you'll find it. It'll be the first one that comes up. Yeah, so if you want to do that, go and just forgive. If you have a money issue and that money issue is a constant coming up in your life, there's something there somewhere that needs to be forgiven. Maybe you need to forgive yourself for getting the $5,000 credit card and blowing it all on clothes. Maybe you need to forgive yourself for getting an inheritance and blowing all the money on something else. Because it's also in that forgiveness that you get to see your tribal beliefs, because you might have got an inheritance. I'll give you one of mine. Mine was when I sold my recruitment company, and Jonathan and I just went, woo, we're going out and we're going to live. And we went overseas. We had a great time. We went for 6 months. We saw everything that we wanted to see. I had all of these fabulous dreams about Eiffel Tower and the Vatican and all of this stuff. And we did it. We didn't blow all of our money by any means. But our tribe back here at home was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can't spend all your money. Don't spend all your money. You don't have a job to come back to. Whereas, that led to a tribal belief that I then wasn't aligned with anymore. So anger, check in with the tribal beliefs. Am I aligned with that? Oh, yeah, okay. So forgiveness. Is that making sense for everybody? Thanks, Robin. That's the one. The angry letter you need to write so you can get on with your life. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much. And holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. And you don't want to drink poison and die either. So if you need to forgive yourself, today's the day. Forgive and forgive. Yeah? And you know what? I'm sure by now you're sick of listening to your same old story. I'm sure that if you've got a story that's been coming up over and over and over and over again, that you're ready to just let it go and move on and step into a bigger space. Carolyn, hello. Yes, you have made the live. Hello. I will email you as soon as I finish this. Carolyn has joined the Academy, the Rich Living Academy yesterday. Okay, any questions? Hello, darling. I think that's it. Anybody got any questions about forgiveness? Anybody that has written a letter and was really surprised about what came up or what came out? So go have a look at those blogs, those 2 blog posts. Look at the angry letter first and then the forgiveness one second, and start clearing shit up. Start living your life. Stop taking this stuff with you every day. Go live. Life's fun, joyful, adventurous, great, fantastic. Okay, bye.